Welcome everybody to another one of my video diaries. Today's topic is institutional racism. As you know, I've been fighting Lloyd's Bank for over a decade now, and this question is one which we put to the bank about 5 months ago, and the answers are really scary. We must have all seen the interview that took place with Harry and Meghan on Monday. Some of the issues that were brought up, and especially regarding the way that an institution such as the monarchy would deal with such an issue. I have to say that I commend the monarchy for coming forward and saying that there's a lot of lessons to be learned and that they will address the issues that Harry and Meghan have both raised, and they're saddened by the experiences they've had. I want to tell you all about my own personal experience because 5 months ago we approached the bank with exactly the same issue, and I think that it's a really important time to bring this out to the main, especially as now we've got the response from the bank. You're all familiar with what happened in Bristol, the pulling down of statues and the movements that have been happening in the BLM and the BAME area. And everybody did, especially the institutions, especially Lloyd's and other banks, they came out with their own virtue signalling and saying that they condemned their background and their history and their links to slavery, etc. But they've then gone on to say that they will learn lessons and improve. So I want to address whether there has been any improvement or whether the banks are still sitting in the dark ages. I think the statistics speak for themselves. Lloyd's Bank, in its senior management, has less than one person from the bank community for every 100 senior managers. That their stats are 0.6%. That means it needs 200 senior managers for them to have representation from our community or my community of just one person. That should tell you that the bias is there. Whether it's conscious or unconscious, there is a bias, and that's rife through the City of London. So I've taken it upon myself to bring this forward because some of the things that I've had said to me in interviews and some of the abuse that I've suffered in the media, it's not on. So I wanted to give you a little bit of background and tell you what I would like to see from the bank. The bank themselves, they profile their customers, and I bet not many people know that the banks do profile their customers. So I've got a document here, which is from the bank's internal notes, and it says here that I was a nil risk customer to the bank. My profile is that I'm a graduate, I'm energetic, I'm competent, I'm open, I'm honest, I'm straightforward, and I'm very professional and rational. These are the kind of words that the bank has used in the past in their internal documentation to describe me as a businessman. At the age of 28, they did a multi-million-pound deal with me and competed with other high street banks for my business. When the fraud was put to them in 2011, we sat with Lloyd's Bank and I showed them so much evidence. The bank came forward and tried to settle with me. That settlement offer I rejected because they wanted me to suffer some losses, which I wasn't prepared to do. It was their mistake. And secondly, they wanted me to sign a gag, which I also wasn't prepared to do because it was them that had embedded third parties into their bank who stole from their customers. So what did the bank do? The bank has then, for the last decade, decided that they couldn't handle rejection. So they've tarnished me in the press. For the last 10 years, they've tried to rubbish my name. The support that I've had, an ex-chancellor, Solicitor General, Head of Business, the Minister for Business, all of these people and other regulators have all approached the bank on my behalf because they've seen my evidence and they were galled at what I've got. The bank refused to meet me. However, the bank offered every single one of them a private meeting, but stipulated that I wasn't welcome. Now, that is conscious or unconscious bias or deliberate mistreatment of me. Would I have got the same treatment if my ethnicity or my background was different? We asked the question. In October 2020, 5 months ago, I put that to the new chairman, Mr. Robin Budenberg. We said, it's a fresh approach from the bank. You're new to the bank. Let's see. Are you going to address this issue? Within a month, they called me in. Within 1 month, the bank called me in for a discussion. They were absolutely speechless with the evidence that I presented. It's taken them 2 months to come up with a reply. The bank has got a lot of lessons to learn. We can categorically confirm that their responses have only just confirmed that Bristol was an orchestrated strategy by the bank. The bank was in trouble in 2008 and looked to get rid of customers that were on really low rates. I myself borrowed at one above base, and if you understand in borrowing, that's a really, really low margin. In fact, the bank itself said to me that I was the youngest customer in South Wales to be on that rate with Lloyd's Bank. That should tell you the testament and the quality of our business. Now we want the lessons to be learned. I'm not happy for the bank to treat any BAME business like this. If you have any experiences like this at the hands of Lloyd's Bank or any other institution, then please contact me. We want to see a change. That change has got to happen. There's no more virtual signaling. The bank has got to be properly represented and it's got to meet us. I want to sit with the chairman. I want to sit with the chief executive. I want to go through my evidence and they've got to make me a proper settlement offer. I'm not the only one. There are plenty of victims in Bristol, plenty. And I'm in touch with many of them. Many of them sent me their evidence. The bank has been issuing different defences to different customers. That cannot go on any longer. If you want to build a share price or protect a share price, bring in confidence, build the business. This bank is trading at a share price which is around a third of what it was when it was bailed out. And that's happened for about 10 years. This should tell you the bank is failing. It's not progressive. Lloyd's Bank needs to implement a change. I want to see a change and I want it now.